he's a good guy.
Yeah?
Yes,
Guys,
I
you gotta
recommend him to anyone who wants to come and build in
Mm-hmm.
Africa.
Well, what up guys? Good day and welcome back to another video. Today we traveled all the way from Accra to a place also in Accra. This is Afienya, close to Tema, out here in Ghana, and we're going to meet one guy. This young guy is an entrepreneur who traveled or who left the United States to come to Ghana, and he has built his whole life out here with his family and all of that. And the amazing project that he's doing here, guys, I don't want to say so much. I want to take you, this house that you see here is his. I want to take you inside. We'll meet him. He'll tell us his story and he will take us to some of the projects that he's working on. So if you're ready, be sure like the video, subscribe if you're new. Join me. Let's go meet my brother in here. Let's go. Hey, Rush. How's it going?
Nice to meet you, Tom.
How's it going? Good to see you.
I'm good.
Guys, I tell you what, I've been watching this guy's video online. There are a lot of things that I agree with you on. For example, you say Ghana is developing so fast, and you know there's a lot of foreigners coming in, buying properties, investing in lands and all of that. And it's up time that you know people who are outside of the country have acquired knowledge and can also invest now, because in a few years time it's going to be hard to get in.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And I watching your videos, I see the great things that you've been doing in this very short period, and I'm like, my audience needs to see what you are doing.
Thank you for coming.
Tell us your story and show us some of the projects that you're working on.
Thank you very much for coming.
You're very welcome, bro.
Thank you.
Come on.
Good to see you. You know, we've been talking, but
yes,
first time meeting you in person.
Yes.
So very nice to meet you. Thank you for coming.
Yes.
I'm more than happy to take you on a tour, especially
Thank
the
you.
ones that's around. We have many projects going on around the area. We will look at a few.
Thank you. I appreciate
yes.
it. First, I want to know a little bit about you. Who is Rush Asare, and what motivated you to travel all the way from the United States to come to Ghana and do all of these things that you're doing now?
The name is Rush Asare. Now I'm a developer, but it wasn't always that way.
Okay.
Growing up, I grew up in Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
I was born and raised in Ghana. I'm fully Ghanaian.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think you guys can tell from the accent, I'm not 100% American.
Yeah.
So at the age of 13, 14,
Mm-hmm.
my father, you know, made us join him in America. My father traveled out when we were about 6.
Yeah.
And, you know, he later on moved my mom when we were like about 12.
Okay.
And when we got to, I believe 13 or 14, not so sure, I need to rejoin my father in New York.
Okay.
And was there for a bit, joined the military.
Okay. So you're in the military?
Yeah, U.S. Navy.
The Navy?
Yeah.
Guys, I tell you what, I love the Navy. I like to be on sea. So when I see people who's been in the Navy or they retired from the Navy, it's just so impressive to me.
Thank
you know?
It was a worthy experience.
Mm-hmm.
I was on a ship, you know, called aircraft carrier. It has about 5,000 people on the ship.
Okay.
So it's like a whole city in itself.
Oh.
There's planes on top and everything. It was kind of like a movie type of thing.
Oh.
I think Rihanna had some show. I forgot the name of the show.
And it was on it?
I think it was happening on that same sort of ship. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So that was quite a good experience. From the age of 18 to 22, I was in the Navy.
Okay.
And after that, I learned accounting. I did my undergrad and master's in accounting.
Okay.
So I was stationed in Virginia, and I went back to New York. Then I was going to be an accountant for KPMG, which I did work for KPMG briefly, which is the top 4 accounting firms in the world.
Okay.
While that was happening, you know, you meet people along the way, right?
Yeah.
So the goal was to, you know, just like everybody else, right?
Yeah.
For I think some people, now I'm realizing some people were, you know, were enlightened, but they didn't know about that. You know, you live in the West, you work, when you're about 65, you get your Social Security.
Yeah.
That's the blueprint.
Yeah.
Then you come home, by then you've built, some of them built a mansion or something when they're about 40, somebody's living in there. And the whole thing didn't make sense to me. So I bought land in 2016
Okay.
after the Navy.
Okay.
Because I visited Ghana in 2015, where my father's friend who used to take us to the embassy
Okay.
advised me that this is where I'm from and you need to own something.
Yeah.
I had no intentions of moving to Ghana. That was like ludicrous idea
Yeah.
for somebody to move to Ghana at a young age. I didn't know anyone who has done it.
Yeah.
It's something you do when you are getting old. You
Yeah.
are finished doing what you got to do,
Yeah.
and then you move to Ghana to enjoy your social security, your last days.
Yes.
That's the blueprint for
Yeah.
my, my awareness.
Would you call that the American African dream, kind of?
African American dream.
African American dream,
Like pure
right?
African American
Yeah,
dream.
the pure.
You go there, you work really hard,
Uh-huh.
but then you build. Most of them are living in like a 2-bedroom apartment sharing with someone,
Yeah.
or 1-bedroom apartment tiny, and then they work so hard at a job that they don't like,
Yeah.
and they build these mansions back home, and they never move back until they are really old. When you get and somebody else is enjoying it, the whole map didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
So I decided to buy the land. My father's friend was absolutely right. Owning a property is good because land
Yeah.
is always going to appreciate in value.
Yes.
But you can build something that's like income generating.
Okay.
So I was thinking that, this property was like a forest when I
Yeah.
bought it. This whole area was a
So
forest.
this is the first land that you bought?
Yes.
Oh.
I bought this land when I was like around 21, about to turn 22.
Okay.
And this is my first land purchase. I didn't know anything about land. As a matter of fact, when I bought it, I didn't even know anything about land. My
Nice.
older brother helped me out with it.
Okay.
My neighbor is my oldest brother friend. So he came here. He said, this is a legit land. And my brother came to buy it for me. And then we
Okay.
used it for cassava farm for like two, because we started construction in 2019. So about 3
Okay,
years,
3 years,
somebody was doing cassava farm on it. I built a fence wall around it. And I wanted to know, what am I going to use this land for?
Yeah.
All this while moving to Ghana is not something that's like you don't even think of.
Yeah.
So between 2016 at the time of purchase to 2019, something happened. So I was thinking every once in a while, like, what would I do with this land in the future? And I was leaning more towards building like a 6-unit apartment or 4-unit apartment. So if I go up 3 levels, it would be like 6-unit apartment. If I go up 2 levels, it would be a 4-unit apartment. I'll keep one for myself when I visit Ghana.
Yeah.
I have my own space. But I'll rent it out instead of building a big house and somebody's living in there. And then, because I was also coming here at 65. Right?
Yeah, that was the plan.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
So along the way, I met this guy, and the guy was white, funnily enough,
Yeah.
who believed so strongly in Africa. And I said, wait a minute. I mean, this guy was talking down on the corporate environment, but it was different from what I've heard anywhere else from my people, my brothers and sisters, Africans.
Yeah.
It's like you want to get in the big four, like climb the corporate ladder. Like your parents will, like they will cry with tears of joy for you making it that far.
Yeah.
And this guy is always talking down on it. But he looks so highly. Like he researched a lot. He talks positive about Africa, where Africa is going, and blah blah blah. Africa is big, and Ghana was among the top African countries.
Yeah.
So you're looking at Ethiopia, Ghana, and I'm fortunate enough to be from Ghana.
Yes.
So we were talking about this. He was my gym buddy. I met him in the gym. He was a pretty wealthy guy.
Yeah.
So I started to think, this guy is pretty wealthy. This guy is worth like more than $10 million. Anybody else that I know is not worth that much.
Yeah.
This guy clearly knows something that they don't.
Yeah, they don't know.
So let me listen to him more.
Right.
So we started talking, and he was like, "Oh, you can come home, you can do some business." I'm like, "What kind of business?" We arrived at gyms. So the main reason why I came to Ghana was to come and build gyms.
Build gyms, wow.
And they were going to help me do that. So I decided to go ahead and build a house that I live in, because Ghana, especially if you've lived outside before, you are used to a certain kind of taste, like how you want your house to live.
And all of
Yes.
that, yeah.
You're going to pay $1,500, $1,000 a month for rent. And you have to pay a year in advance. In the past, now I think they're trying to heavily enforce not paying more than 6 months. But in the past, you pay 1 year, 2 years in advance.
Yeah.
When you do the math, that's a lot of money.
A lot of money, yeah.
So I was thinking, every year you have to cough up, whether that's $24,000, whether that's $18,000, whether that's, depend on, your monthly rent.
Yeah.
If you get jammed up a little bit, which is more than possible in Ghana, you cannot afford that. And that has been the downfall of a lot of people that came to Ghana and they went back.
Okay.
Because those people didn't own their homes and they had to pay rent.
Yeah.
And it's not cheap if you are used to a certain lifestyle. So I wanted to do things differently. So I told the guys, I have some land. I'm going to develop it, because if I'm coming here, in as much as, it's a friend, but I have a fiance at the time, I want to make sure my future is secured.
Secured, yeah.
So that's when we started this construction. And previously I had a partner. So my partner was already on the ground, and I knew there was a huge issue of building houses in Ghana, especially sending money back home.
Okay.
Just as I was telling you that people come here and they build mansions and somebody's living in it. The journey of building a mansion comes with a lot of trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
People scamming them along the way. A lot of horror stories I've been hearing from my father's friends. So I said, wait a minute. I mean, we could use a different method where everything is transparent. You know, we have a proper office, everything is set out, payment is structured. You have all that you need to feel secure, rather than, oh, I know this person somewhere. I know. So we decided to go ahead and, you know, use this house as a model. And then we went through with it, and we built this house. And I was with him for about 2 years. It didn't work out, so we went our separate ways. No, my business partner.
Your business partner. Okay.
But that was like a side hustle. Building houses and stuff was a side hustle. For people who want to, it was a side hustle. Word of mouth. I didn't see it becoming big. The gym is what I strongly believe in. So I came to Ghana to do that. Now, when I came to Ghana, a lot of things happened along the way. I came to Ghana in 2021, May.
That was the final move that you...
No, I never did back and forth. But me moving, I literally moved. I just came.
What was the motivation? Was it that you came the few times before that time, and then you saw like how things were going, and you were like, okay, I need to move? What was the motion or the motivation behind that?
When I went to America, the first time I came to Ghana was 2015 for 4 days. I came to handle some stuff. I was pretty young. Then I went back. No, 2013. Sorry, 2013. As a matter of fact, 2012, I came here for the first time after leaving this country. So I was like 18, 19 around that time. It's my first time coming back to Ghana. I'm from the mountains, Ebru area, which was still a village. Not Ebru, but like going down. Still a village. When I came, I went back there. You don't see anything. Then my second time was 2015. The same thing. We actually go to beach and stuff like nothing. I'm still young. When I came in 2018, I was already in touch with this guy I'm talking to you about. So my awareness was a little, broadened. So now I was looking for evidence. Do you get where I'm coming from? I was coming with a different lens. And I stopped hanging out in just Ebri, and I came to East Legon. I didn't even know East Legon and stuff like that. I came to East Legon and Osu, and I realized that there's a different side of Ghana that I wasn't aware of. So I said, this guy might be right. I had a great time in Ghana, and I see that I saw foreigners living here, a lot of them. It's not just seeing white people running around. And so I said, wait a minute, something doesn't add up here. Why are we always, packing up our bags and leaving this horrible country? But I'm seeing foreigners out here owning companies. As a matter of fact, I went to Palace Mall. Because I was looking for, 2018, I came here to do a feasibility test. How much would a space cost for gym rental and all that? And I was dealing with these foreigners and stuff like that. And when you go to, restaurants and stuff like that, these foreigners out here making money. I said, no. This guy is right. This white guy was right. So, I'm all in. I'm coming back home. But as I mentioned, I didn't want to rush things and be emotional. I wanted to do it the right way. So I started this house in 2019. As I told you, I came in 2018. And when I came in 2018, I had evidence that I'm good. You are right. I'm moving. But I'm going to do it from this way. And then we started this construction. And it took 1.5 years to finish it. I also was trading the stock market. So people usually wonder, oh, you're a young guy, where did you get the money from? I was trading the stock market. I made a couple of millions in there. That's where the money came from. Oh, you made
millions?
I lost some.
So
I lost some when I came to Ghana. But I made a couple of millions in there. I wouldn't say that exact amount. But then you pay a lot of taxes. So, I used some of the money to finish the house, but we started the house with sheer blood and tears, working hard, working for KPMG, crazy hours. When I was in school, I was also getting paid. It's part of the military benefits. So that, and my wife was a teacher as well. That's how we started. But then when I made the money in the market, it just paid, let's just do it. So when I came to Ghana now, I didn't need my friends to do. First of all, COVID messed up everything. And the feasibility test of renting a space was so expensive that the whole idea just died down. But when I came to Ghana with money. Right? I came to Ghana with money in the stock market. I still had like close to $1 million there.
So you came to Ghana a millionaire?
I came to Ghana absolutely a millionaire.
Come on.
Because, the house was done. Plus I had like $900 and something thousand in stocks, so I was obviously a millionaire. But then within a year, I lost all of it.
Okay. What happened?
So when I came to Ghana, I settled in. I said I identified a car wash, and I said, this is gonna be the mini mall where I'm gonna build a gym.
Okay.
The mini mall is there's a gym, barbershop,
Okay.
you know, hair salon. I wanted to do a lot of things. So if you go to the gym, you can do this, you can do that, like around the same.
Do you have the car wash close by? Can we go see
Yeah,
it
yeah,
later?
we are checking it out. We are
Okay.
checking it out
Okay,
today.
guys.
Construction of that mini mall is starting in next month, July.
Okay.
But I went through a lot of issues. So 2021, around October, I identified a car wash. I moved into this building in October. 2 weeks later, or 1 week later, I went to buy that car wash.
Okay.
So it's not too far from here.
Okay.
And I said, you know what? It was $83,000 at the time. When I was in Ghana, I came in May, I bought a car. Then I made the money back and losing the money. The money fluctuating between $900,000 and $600,000 is normal for a trader.
Yeah.
But then the money kept dipping down because Russia and the Ukraine war.
Oh yeah, that came.
That affected me heavily. So I bought a car wash for $83,000. You know, I bought my car for I think $75,000 from some politician. And then maybe spent like $30,000 on myself for expenses and stuff like that. Then I lost all the money. I lost all the money in the market. So while I was losing the money and I bought a car wash, somebody was basically, you know, bothering me that the land belongs to them. After I bought the land for people who have lived on the land for 20 plus years, they had a car wash that's operating, they have buildings on the land, they had a title, everything checks out. I had a lawyer involved, and so it was basically a money grab, and I had to go through the court system. The person managed to put an injunction on the land, so I couldn't really work on the land. So my money was tied up. I also spent like extra $15,000 to renovate a car wash so I can operate it, because when I lost the money, now I didn't have the money to build minimal to build a gym.
Yeah.
So I realized to quickly get some cash flow from the car wash, which wasn't bad. I was gonna make like $2,000, $1,500. Around that time, the exchange rate was pretty low. But the injunction put a stop to all of that, and I went through a very painful time in Ghana, I would say.
What happened? Is it the courts system?
I was confused, right?
Okay.
Because here I was, you know, when I was coming, all my brothers and sisters, Africans, think I was the craziest guy.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, you know, moving, coming back, making that decision to want to come live here. What did your family members think? What did your friends think? What was it? Were they in support with you, or like to come to Ghana, or they were like, okay, this is a bad decision?
My closest friends, including the white guy, knew that I'm somebody who, you throw me in the ocean, I'm gonna find my way.
Yeah.
My closest friends knew that, so the opposition wasn't from friends. Because I mean, I've been a pretty responsible guy, always.
Yeah.
So my friends never really thought this guy. It was more family thought he was crazy. You know, including my own parents.
Yeah.
I mean, they are my biggest supporters now. By the time, oh no, like you have your masters in accounting, like what's wrong with you?
You can't have
Why
a
do you
job,
wanna
you
go
can
to
find a
Ghana?
job,
Why do you
yeah.
want to go and live in this? What's wrong with you, man? So when I came here and things started crashing, then you start now, you get in your head, and it's like, oh, I was coming here to provide jobs for people. Now your own people are stabbing you in your back, right? They stab you in the back. Somebody's literally trying to take something that's not theirs, and a lot of other things that went on along the way. My father has a pure water, the sachet water.
Yeah.
I tried to distribute it here. I hired somebody who was a drug addict, was lying, and it was crazy times. Like my first 2 years in Ghana was just bad. But you know, I've heard a lot of stories of entrepreneurs, especially who came to Ghana. It seems like we all have the same story.
Yeah.
You come back with money, and then you lose it.
Everything.
And if you're able to survive, you build it back up like 10 times.
Okay.
So that's where I found myself. After 2 years, what saved me was I set up some money that would come in no matter what every month.
Yeah.
And that's what, if it wasn't for that, my friend, I would be back in America right now, hustling. But I was in court, and that kept food on the table for me.
Okay.
2 years I won a case, which is why, you know, my car wash is operational since 2024. So I was in court from May 2022 to July 2024.
Oh, okay.
And I won the case, and then I got back on the car wash. But, you know, I did a lot of detours. You know, I bought my office building.
Yeah.
Where Russian Properties headquarters office is now. I finished it. You know, I'm doing all these projects. Some of them sell. So now I'm about to do it.
Okay.
So I'm excited for that.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what you've built so far and what, like, the finished product as well. Maybe in a few months or a year, but I'll definitely do a follow-up video and show you what it would the mall will look like later
So
on?
far, we haven't done anything, but we have a 3D, right?
Okay.
Which you're gonna
Sure,
show.
we'll put it in there.
And the land is there. There's a car wash operating right now. But as I said, next month we are digging the ground. My goal is to finish it in 2 years.
Okay.
So that's the goal.
Okay.
So long as all the cash and everything is ready, we will finish
Everything
it in 2
will
years.
flow, yeah. All right, so here we go. We've come to one of the properties that Rush is working on. And Rush, I want you to introduce what you're working on to us right now.
Thank you. So this is it's 2 units of the same design, everything.
Okay.
We started this project in December of 2025.
Whoa.
So it's essentially about 6 months.
Whoa. You've done so much.
Yes.
Like that.
So the owner of this is moving in 2 months.
Okay.
So we want to make sure that we're essentially done.
Okay.
So yeah, happy to take you around. It's a 2-bedroom house with an office and a maid's quarters, right? So the maid also has his own toilet and bath. But it's separated from. It's within the same structure, but they have their own entrance and everything.
Okay.
Just to have your privacy.
Wow.
Yes.
All right, let's get in there and let's go see what's in there.
Happy to.
Let's get it. So normally, like, how long do you take to build a house like this? Let's say a client comes and they're like, you know what, I want you to build, like, I need to move in ASAP, like within the shortest possible time. Let's say 6 months.
Your money is ready. The money is ready.
Yeah.
It always comes down to the funds, right?
Okay.
So if the money is ready and the land is ready, right? So if the money is ready and the land is ready, then the design. So design typically, if you are like in a rush, like how you just mentioned, the fastest you can probably get a design for you to stop whatever you're doing and get it is probably 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Then for permits, once you get permits, like the receipt, you can start right away. So you don't have to wait for the permit to be approved. Once you pay, you get a receipt, you can start.
Okay.
Yes. So the 6 months is very possible for a single level because this what we're looking at is 6 months.
Yeah.
And we slow down at some point or whatnot. But even 4 months for a single level, 3-bedroom house, it's very doable.
Okay.
If you go in multiple levels, because then you have some time to cure, there's a lot of iron rods works that come in.
Yeah.
And these things are time consuming.
Okay.
So if it's 2 levels, ideally 6 months we can execute it, but I will advise you that let's do about 8 to allow room for that,
delays and all of that.
Not delays, but some of the works you
Okay.
have to wait. When we cast the concrete, you have to wait for 1 month.
Okay.
It's more like 21 days, but I would say 1 month before you can continue to put other blocks on top of it. So that 1 month, there's not much you can do. We can come down to cut and start doing some plumbing work underneath. But overall, when you're going up more like the multiple levels, then you want more time, like maybe 8 months, 7 months. But 6 months, if you really want to pull it, like 4-bedroom house, you can. So
it all comes to the productivity that you're going to put in and the funds mainly, right?
Funds is really
very
key
important
because we as a company, we only use the client's money to build, unless we are building to sell.
Yeah.
So if a client engages, then it depends on your money, right? Because we are building according to the cash flow that comes in.
Yeah.
So if you want 6 months done, we divide the payment into 3. Right? 1/3, 1/3, 1/3.
Yeah.
So before we start, you give us 1/3 of the amount for the building.
Yeah.
And then maybe 2 months later, another 1/3, and then 4 months later, another 1/3.
Okay.
So that within that 6 months, there is always cash for us to use for the project.
Okay.
Essentially.
You know what, guys? We will not even say too much right now. I'll let him go ahead and give me a quick tour of what he's building right here for the client, and we'll talk more as time goes on. So come along, Rush, on to you.
Thank you. So as you can see, we have a little greenery here. I think you can see that's fresh.
Yes.
We just planted the greens.
Before you go ahead, not to cut you short, what's the size of this?
So this land is your regular 1 plot.
1 plot. Okay.
Then we divide it into 2.
Okay.
But the good thing is that's why people want corner plots. So if you look at this, a corner plot, because there's a road here and there's a road on the other end. So the 70 was actually facing the bad road. It's too tiny. So we chose the long route, which is the 100 side, to put 2 rows. So it's now 50 by 70.
50 by 70. Okay.
For this particular house. So each house is sitting on half plot.
Okay.
Which is 50 by 70.
All right. Okay, good to go.
Yes. So
Strong.
this is your security door. When you enter, we are currently, as we are talking right now, we are fixing the the lights, the fan, and all those things, right? So that you can see that the fans they are still fixing. It's not even done yet.
Yeah.
So
That's
the
a
kitchen,
nice kitchen.
yes, this
I like
is a simple. I wouldn't say affordable, but it's not expensive. This house is, you know, less than $100,000 what I sold it for,
Okay.
including the land, which is pretty good.
Okay.
So this is the kitchen island over here. We have the built-in fridge.
Oh, the fridge is gonna be here.
The fridge is going to be here,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So this is the fridge.
Yeah, I like the open space concept. You know, in Ghana, we do more of closed space because of, you know, how we cook and all of that, the strong aroma that we have. But this is pretty good. Like, first thing that catches my eye when I enter is the kitchen.
What I like about it is, you know, it's a little bit less costly, right?
Yeah.
Now you save money on doors.
Yeah, that's
and you save money on extra block work and columns and yes, have lived out there like myself, right?
Yeah.
This guy is coming from the States. The other person also coming from the States.
Okay.
So they are used to this kind of things.
Sounds good. Sounds
Yes.
good. Oh. Is there going to be how do you call that stuff? Something
extractor?
Yeah, the extractor.
Yes. It's all here already. So you see this?
Okay.
They're all here already. The reason why we didn't put it in there because the electricians are here to finalize things. As I told you, they're now installing things. When you came, you saw them installing lights, switches. Yeah, not even done fixing the switches.
Yeah.
They are still working on it. So they have to run the pipe.
Yeah.
I mean the wires through. That's why they have this thing. And then once that's done, they will come and then install the heat extractor there.
Okay.
So it's all on board already. This is a built-in fridge. So the fridge is clouded by this.
Yeah.
Also, they hadn't fixed this yet, so the carpenter didn't do it, but they will come in to now
fix
do
it,
it, and then, you know, the fridge is fixed to this. When you open it, the fridge opens.
Okay, sounds good. What is in here? What's supposed to be in here?
This is a storage, like a pantry.
Okay.
But we are, you know, making very good use of it. When you come in here, we have, it's a storage, but the solar system, there's a solar system on top of this. So we're gonna have the inverter, the battery on there. We have the water heater. In Ghana, you know, when you go to the bathrooms, you have this bulk. I hate it.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be there.
Okay.
One big one to service both of the rooms.
Okay, sounds good.
So yeah,
I see.
that's what's there, and then you can keep a few things there.
I was thinking that was going to be like the washing area, like where you have the washing. Yeah.
That's actually there.
Another place. Okay.
So this house is pretty functional. As I mentioned, I think we sold this for $95,000, including the land and everything. So this is your dining area.
Oh.
That's why we're gonna put like some nice
Lights.
here.
Yeah.
That drops down a bit, so you can set up a nice dining area here.
Okay. So.
The living room is here. That's your entertainment area. Right?
Yeah.
And then you can set up a nice deck over here. We're gonna have our intercom system there where that guy is hanging, the intercom system. And then this is the laundry area. So this is income. Sorry, but this is the laundry area. So you can see the plumbing there. There's a washing machine.
Yeah.
And in case you want to do some sort of cabinets, you can do it. But that after the fact if you want.
Do you mostly build houses with solar only, or you get light from the government as well? How's it like?
We always get line from the government. That's what we build for.
Okay.
Solar is outside of our construction, but we do it. We have a partner, trusted partner.
Okay.
So most of our clients end up going for solar on top of it as their backup. I have yet to have a client who didn't go for solar and went for a generator.
Okay.
It's either they are planning on getting the solar, but their money is not right yet, or they already have the solar. Because for solar, you know, you don't have to service it, you don't have to do all the extra stuff.
Right.
And we handle everything for you, so you don't have to go and look for a solar company. I mean, if you want to, sure, but we help you do that free of charge, and then they do it. And then the solar is more of like, depend on what you want. Some people want the solar to be the backup or just a little support.
Okay.
Some people want the solar to be the more active one, you know, supporting the house, and ECG is the backup. ECG is prepaid.
Yeah.
If you don't use it, you don't pay. So it doesn't hurt to have it, because the solar also, you might have, you know, a technical issue. It might take 1 or 2 days for somebody to come and check. Doesn't happen often. It can be once every 2 years, once a year.
Okay.
But you don't want to go without lights. So it's always good to have the ECG. ECG is part of our billing. So we take care of that for you.
Okay.
Yeah, so you come here just to maximize the space. This is a corridor that accesses a lot of places, but let's just take a quick look at the master's bedroom. So this is the fridge I was talking to you about. I bought 2 fridges, so this is for the other house. You know, we have the oven. We have bought everything already. So this is the master bedroom. It's quite spacious. And then there's the walk-in closet for the master bedroom.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yes, it's one. So
Massive. Yeah.
So it was very expensive.
Oh, I see.
So this is it, and then it's en suite. So you have your bathroom here. You know, you have your bathroom here, and it's quite spacious for a small. You think it's a simple house, but for the master bedroom, you will be living like a boss for sure. And then you have your office space here.
Oh yeah, I saw this. I was thinking, okay, is this gonna be a small bedroom or something like that?
You can, if you have it. So it depends. This is the person that came for this wants this to be an office.
Okay.
So this is an office. But if you have like a baby and you're not like a big office person,
okay,
you can use this. This can easily be, you know, a teenage room with no problem at all.
Yeah.
Because it has everything. It has the fan, it has the AC, you know, and that's why we placed the bathroom here.
Yeah.
So the bathroom can serve your guests.
The guests, yeah.
It can serve you this as an office. It can serve your daughter or son that you choose, depending on what you want to use it for. You can serve that person.
Yeah.
And then lastly, this is the other room.
Oh, the second.
The second bedroom.
Okay.
And then there is one more room for the maid.
Okay. There's another room.
There's another room.
Okay. I thought
But
that was
a small
it.
one.
Okay.
No, there's another room.
Okay,
That's why I told
see.
you that room is separate from the house in a way.
So we're looking at almost 4 bedrooms.
Yes.
Wow.
I wanted to do this for the price I sold this house for. I barely made any money.
Yeah.
It was the actual cost because this person is a returning client. He bought land from me on multiple locations.
Okay.
And he funded the project before I even started.
Oh, I see.
And the other person too has bought properties from me and she's moving quickly.
Okay.
I was selling for 105, but because I know her, I just took off the 10,000 and gave it to her.
I see.
So this is, if you are living, this is perfectly designed for if you are living with a driver, if you are living with a house help, somebody that helps you.
Yeah.
But you know, you want them to have their space, you want to have your space as well.
Yeah.
This is what that's for. So that person stays in here, you know, and then they have their own toilet and bath.
No, nice.
Right?
Yeah. It's sufficient. It's like really self-sufficient.
Yeah, so
nice.
you can have a little TV here and that person will be fine.
What is back here?
So there's a back, this is all going to be green area.
Oh, okay.
This is a poly tank. We have 2 on top. We're going to have 1 here, so you never run out of water.
Yeah.
There's a biodigester for the toilet and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there's a treatment that goes in there and all that. So that's just what it is.
All right, you got it for yourself. It's a beautiful project that you're working on. So I told you from the beginning, we got a lot of projects to show you in this video. It's going to be a long one, but it's going to be worth it. So take your time wherever you are, sit back, and let's Rush show us all the project that he has to show us in this video. Let's get it, guys. If you've not liked the video as of now, Rush, please tell them to like the video.
You know, my brother here drove all the way here. It was like 2 or 3 hours drive, I remember, you know, to come and put together this content for you to get free education.
Yes, sir.
For free. The least you can do is, you know, hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed already, it's right there. It doesn't cost you a thing.
Yeah.
Hit that as well.
That's right. All right, let's get it, guys.
He wants to charge his car, so we put this last minute
Oh, I see.
there for him to charge it.
Is it like an
He
EV
wants to buy
charge?
EV, yeah. So say
Okay.
EV, you need just in the socket.
Oh,
when
yeah,
you buy
yeah.
your own charging station.
Yeah.
So we make sure to put it there. So
Oh, I
when
see.
you park the car, you can just put it in there.
Oh, it's a nice car
Yeah,
cover.
the sun doesn't penetrate.
Oh, yeah.
The way, come here, the way it's done.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
you can feel the sun from here.
Yeah.
Wow,
It's a technology, so it's kind of like, the sun doesn't penetrate.
I see.
And
Well-
when it rains too, it doesn't penetrate.
All right, on to the next one, guys.
All right.
Let's go.
If
A little garden.
Yeah, so this is a garden. I care about greenery. This guy didn't want any greenery, but I was able to convince him.
Okay.
Because
I mean-
if you don't have greenery, it looks better with the greenery.
Yes.
When it grows, it just looks so much better. And at the same time, if you've noticed where the ACs are, like the outside units of the ACs,
Yeah.
it gets watery on the
Water,
ground.
yeah.
That's
So,
why we have that.
yeah.
So that, because if you don't, most of the time you're gonna see waters,
Coming
water
out,
just coming out
dripping out,
on the tiles. It's not
yeah.
nice. So
Yeah.
everything is really well thought of.
Okay.
It's well thought out.
Yeah.
Everything that we're doing is well thought out.
I see.
Yeah.
So let's say you finish design and then the clients have a change of mind. Oh, I want to add a swimming pool. I want to add something else to it. Do you do that for an extra cost?
Yeah, everything that's extra. If it's a swimming pool, we probably wouldn't charge you for design.
Okay.
But if you want to do something outside of the design, we have to see if it's feasible.
Feasible or not? Okay.
It's variation. Whatever you add on, that's different. It will attract variation.
Okay.
As long as it's doable, we will do for you at the stage of, right?
Yeah.
So as I mentioned to you, this guy, we didn't have any socket by the garage.
The garage, yeah.
It wasn't part of it. And he wanted the socket. But if what you want is something so minimal, I'm not going to charge you
anything. Yeah.
So we just tap into, because we have light around, so we just tap into it and then we give it to him.
Okay.
So it depends on what you want. If it's something minimal,
it's nothing.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But if it's something, the pool is like $20,000.
Yeah. So Rush will quickly take us on a quick tour of the second house just by the first one that we just saw. Yeah.
Yeah. So as I was saying, it's essentially the same thing. There are certain things that's vital, right? So this owner, that building was bought before we even started. This owner came in later at this stage.
Okay.
So this house, in as much as I have designed it already, the buyer gets to pick the tiles they want, the color, the color of the kitchen they want. So that other guy had the same luxury.
Okay.
Certain things like grass and stuff is, you want a place to look nice by the time they're moving. So I've gone ahead to do that before we even saw this.
Okay.
But the tiles is what we just bought. So
as
you can see, it's the same thing, the same doors, but the tiles were not done yet.
Oh.
So you can see it's very dirty, so we're not gonna work for too long. You see the other place look clean.
Yes.
And this is like it's like things everywhere. So this was a kitchen, as you can see.
Yeah.
So this is where the tiles gonna go. The same story, it's essentially the same thing, the same layout.
Yeah.
Everything. So these are the tiles, right? So these white tiles are for here. This is from the outside.
Okay.
This is for the kitchen. This is for the bathroom. Right. This is for the bathroom.
Yeah.
And the kitchen is more of like whitish. I think it's this one. I think that one is even out. So this is for the kitchen. And yeah, that's what we got here. Same layout, everything.
Same thing. I see.
Except that the other one is more advanced in the stage of finishes.
I see. So all done on a big one plot. Divided
one
into
plot
two.
divided into two.
Okay.
So half plot.
Half plot. Okay. All right.
So
That's
one
it.
plot for people who are more into square feet is 100 by 70, so it's 7,000 square feet. Essentially.
7,000. Rush, one question before we go. Building all of these, I see you built your own place, you built houses for clients and all of that. How do you feel working on stuff that you are working on, stuff that you've already finished on your own? You left all the way, came back to Ghana. How do you feel working on projects that you've worked on by yourself?
It's very fulfilling, especially after the client moves in. So we are going to look at one project.
Okay.
I think we say hi to one of the clients who's living there right now.
Okay, sounds
She's
good.
She's a retiree. I think I just need to inform her that we are coming.
Okay.
She's like a grandma to me. It becomes family, right?
Yeah.
Because even outside, like America and stuff like that, contractors unfortunately have bad reputations, just not Africa.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I don't know what causes it, because it's such a huge amount of money. They don't know how to manage it. But my background is in accounting.
Okay.
So accounting for funds, that's not mine. It's pretty easy.
Easy for you.
I know at all given times what money is for the clients and what money is free to be used. And I think that's where some contractors go wrong at. So it's very fulfilling to be able to be that guy that, take money and use it for the intended purposes. And I love providing jobs for all these artisans that you've seen on the site. It's a lot of people that eat from this. Steel benders, electricians, masons, people who are just carrying things, gardeners. A lot of people eat from this project, aside from the people that are inside the office and work full time for us as well. Most of the people on the site for labor because we have a lot of projects going on all the time, they are never off. Although they are not like, they get paid per
On
day,
contract,
like on the basically per day, right? They have some rates here in Ghana that we go by, but because they are employed all the time, some of these guys are working consistently for about 2 years. They are not going to, although they are free agents, they are just there. And it's quite fulfilling. Some of them have bought motorcycles, some of them have built houses, some of them have bought cars, you know, and it's fulfilling, you know. I was an accountant, as I mentioned, so I could have been comfortable living the 9 to 5 life. I worked for KPMG briefly, and if I didn't come to Ghana to do what I'm doing now, that was gonna be my life. And this, I'll pick this one in it every day. You know, it's a greater impact, and and it's when the house is done. I mean, I love it, but it's more on how the clients react when they get to when they get to enjoy
when they see the finished product and get to living.
Yes, that's where the actual fulfillment comes from. But I enjoy the entire process.
Okay. So, what are we seeing right here in this?
So this is another 2-bedroom house, single level.
Okay. Looking like the other one that we saw, or
different design.
Different design.
You know, as these guys can see on the 3D, I'll send you a 3D of it.
Okay.
How it's supposed to look when it's done. We started this in less than a week ago.
Oh, okay.
So we are now working on a foundation. This is known as substructure.
Okay.
As you see, we've raised it to avoid, it's raised way above the road level to avoid, flooding. You know, Ghana, a lot of people go to so it's good that you raise, even if you're in a flooding prone area, if you raise your foundation, then usually the water is not coming in. It keeps going. It doesn't come into your house.
Okay.
So you have to raise it. It's very important.
Okay.
So that's why we've raised it. So it's going to be this level, and then we'll slope everything out. So the entrance is going to be on the other side.
Okay.
So this is a corner plot. There's a road here. There's a road in the front.
Okay.
But we
So entrance will be there.
the entrance will be there, and then this whole side, she's going to use it for coconut trees and all these things. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the plan.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Let's get it going, guys. So on our way to Sankofa City, he told you about it. One of the biggest projects that he's working on right now. We had to stop by. There's a warehouse right here.
Right.
So can you introduce us to your warehouse quickly?
So
what was the plan for it?
Yes, we want to start buying some of our finishing products from China.
Okay.
And when you bring these things, you need a place for it to sit.
To say, okay.
For that reason, we decided to build our own warehouse.
Okay.
Currently, we have a container that's hosting our things.
Okay.
And that's not enough. So the warehouse design is such as this is like where the cars would back up to.
Okay. Or the container.
Yeah, with a container.
The big trucks, yeah?
Exactly.
Okay.
Or any other thing that we have to move. And we've raised the foundation, pretty well. So, I mean, it's been raining, so, we're going to cut these things out because we're using metal, so we're going to cut. But it's open space.
Open space, okay.
But then we have the workers. There's another space for workers that's working the estate to come and sleep.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a pretty simple idea.
I see.
Yes.
Interesting. All right. So I can't wait to see the Sankofa City myself because I've seen the videos online on his channel, and it's pretty amazing. So join us. Let's go see Sankofa City together.
Fantastic.
Let's get it, guys. All right, so here we go. We are here in Sankofa City. I literally don't know so much about it. I've seen your videos talking about it, but I want you to take us through the Sankofa City that you're building out here. See, it's a very big space. Explain it to us. Let's understand.
Yeah,
what you're
so
building.
first of all, you gotta watch our steps because it's been raining a lot.
Okay, yeah.
We are not done with our drainage systems and the slopeness for the water to leave when it rains. So, as you can see, we've built a perimeter fence around the entire estate.
Okay.
There's about 13 acres.
Okay.
About 52 homes.
Okay.
And the original concept was we are going to design 4 different models of homes and sell it to people.
Okay.
Now we started, one of the models already sitting, and it's 2 more. That's a semi-detached, so 2 other units that's still coming up from the old concept.
Okay.
Now what happened was with the old concept, a lot of people wanted a say in the type of house they get.
Okay.
The layout, the type of design they want. Yeah, I said, you know what? Why don't I give people the customized experience? So that's what we are doing here. You select the land, then we go to the design to your taste.
Okay.
Each building is bespoke,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we are doing here. So we have a lot of those designs. When you buy the land, it's not buying land per se, because you can't buy land inside the estate
Yeah.
and not build through us or go through the process and wait. It's not like that.
Yeah.
So it's just a customized building experience. So you select the land first, you make deposit for the land. Then we go to the design phase, and within 1 year, you have to start building your house. Not finish, start.
Start it,
And then you
okay.
have 5 years to finish it.
Okay.
So you can finish it sooner, but 5 years is the most that it should take you to build inside the estate.
Okay.
We also have land outside the estate and other places, but inside the estate, the rules, that's the rules. And there's, HOA, because there will be a security post here.
Okay.
We are going to pull electric fence around the whole thing. We are doing drainages, we're doing the road inside, all of that. We're doing tire roads inside and all that stuff. So it's all
see.
included in the deposit that you make for the land price.
I see. We'll get into the land pricing and all of that, but I also want to understand what was the whole idea and the concept behind Sankofa City. What was the motivation behind it?
Okay.
Why the name Sankofa City? Because
It's
some
actually
people don't
quite-
understand.
it's
For
quite-
locals, we might understand, but
Yeah,
I
it's
feel like
quite-
some people might not understand.
That's
why.
a great question.
Yeah.
The idea of a gated community in general is something that came up when the opportunity presented itself, because we were already selling land through my court experience with my car wash.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about land, and I used that to help people buy land.
Okay.
I also had the right connections to the people who own land. So
Okay.
in this area, I've been selling land to a lot of people outside of the estate. While talking to the family, this land was given, and it was a bigger land, 30 acres.
Okay.
And we divided into two because there's a high tension at the back, you can't build under.
Okay.
So we sold the ones at the back as it is. So we are also developing for people at the back, but it's different. There's no rules and regulations on if you buy the land and that's it.
Okay.
And then you can use me to build or not.
Okay.
So we've always been selling land and also been building for people. But having an estate, the land was given and the idea of, okay, we can do this, but it was originally to design and build for people.
Okay.
I had a partner in the past, I mentioned that earlier.
Yeah,
So this was previously called Acadian City.
Okay.
Now
okay.
the company that I had right now the company I operate is Russian Properties. Before Russian Properties would do the land sales, they would do the fence work, but when it gets to construction, I used to do with a partner.
Okay.
Under Acadian. So Acadian went out of business because my partner and I didn't work out. And since the land sales is my thing and the land really belongs to me, but I brought it into the company.
Yeah.
We had to restructure everything. And then Sankofa means going back
To the old or something.
going back to the old, or was going back,
Yeah.
So that's where the name came from, because this was my land and I brought it in for the company to use it, and we didn't work out. So I went back for my land to use it for this new concept, change the concept around as well. So that's where the Sankofa came from.
I see.
Yes.
I see. So how are you selling the land? Are you selling two plots at a time? Are you selling an acre, or how do you sell it to the client that want to buy
Inside the
it?
estate.
Yeah, inside the estate.
So both in and out, lands are sold in plots in Ghana, one
Okay.
plot. So
Okay.
you can choose to buy 1 plot, 2 plots, 3 plots, it's up to you.
Okay.
But we have the prices for plots.
Okay.
We have different measurements for the plots. We have the normal 70 by 100 plot. We're only selling phase 1,
Okay.
which is this side.
Okay.
So this is one of the concepts. This is a 2-bedroom concept that we built from the old model. This is sold already, belongs to someone.
Oh, I see.
And then there's another 2-bedroom semi-detached at the back that we are still working on.
Okay.
And then this is the new concept. And we have many, many more coming, because it's just last year, August, that this new concept was, implemented.
Okay.
So we have a lot of designs which I'm going to share with you
Okay.
for people that's coming inside the estate. At least 11 buildings. So the first phase is going to have like 26 buildings.
Okay.
And as I'm talking to you right now, 1, 2, 3, and it's like 4 in here right now.
Okay.
And this year, if I'm not being too optimistic, I strongly believe that we're gonna start at least 10 more buildings this year inside the estate. So my projection in the next 3 years is phase 1 plan for this entire site to be developed.
Okay. Awesome.
That's the plan. So if you want one plot, 70 by 100 is $18,000 deposit, and then we go, as I mentioned, it's a customized house.
Customized house. Okay.
Then we have 70 by 90. That's also going for $17,000 for the plot.
Okay.
You can buy 1, 2, 3, 4. It's up to you.
Okay.
Then we have bigger plots in the front. Those have different prices.
Okay.
So we have some going for $22,000. We have some going for $23,000. It's not a lot, just the front. It's bigger.
Front, yeah.
So those are long plots, right? So instead of 70 by 100, some of them are 70 by 180, 70 by 200.
Yeah.
So that's the front one. Those are for big houses.
I see.
Yeah. So this is the main road.
Do they also come with like small greenery, just like you do for your other houses that you build for people?
I mean, all my designs I try to, because I recycle the wastewater in Ghana.
Okay.
Our gardens is not going to take any wastewaters.
Oh, I see.
Wastewater makes the area smell and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So our wastewater always get recycled. And to do that, I need the greenery.
Yeah.
Because it gets recycled into the greenery.
The greenery, yeah.
Yes, so each house is going to have their own greenery as well. Each house that I build has to have their greenery.
I see.
Yes.
So building all these, you've not built one house, you built a lot of houses for clients and all of that. I want to understand some of the most difficult things that you go through when building for people, building in general, or even like your Sankofa city that you're building out here. What are some of the challenges that you face working as a developer out here in Ghana?
All right, so I would say first of all, my challenges is not the normal challenge of what people usually talk about, which is bad workers.
Okay.
We have done so many construction with these workers that we have a solid team.
Okay.
So construction is pretty much procedure checks and stuff like that. I wouldn't say that's difficult. That's just a process that we go through. We've been fortunate, we have good workers. So shout out to the workers at Russian Properties on site.
Yeah.
And we provide good supervision. Today, as you know, I went to the site. There are supervisors on site.
Yeah.
To make sure things are going according to. So the work side, yes, you might have to, you know, correct some people here and there, but I wouldn't call that a challenge. Sometimes I wouldn't say I have too many of the challenge. The challenge sometimes on land.
Land, okay.
So as I mentioned to you right now, one of the houses that we went to, I had to deal with langas.
Okay.
People will come in to kind of annoy you. It's illegal. It's deemed illegal in Ghana. It's not legal. It has nothing to do with the government. It's just people who are just being annoying.
Okay.
And it can be quite stressful if you don't have the right channels to fight these things. I would say that's the most difficult part. And then sometimes when you're doing a project of this size, some people will try to use muscles with their connections or corrupt officials sometimes trying to see if they can succeed. I've had my fair share, but again, to be in this sort of game, selling land, large quantities or building on large quantities, you have to have connections in places like this to help you fight people who are trying to take what's yours illegally.
I see.
Yes, so that would be, I would say the challenge more on the, so far there's no challenge, but every once in a while it's possible, I've seen it. That's the challenge that would be annoying, like langas and then people who are trying to claim land that doesn't belong to them. Every once in a blue moon, this does pop up. However, we haven't lost not even a single land to any of these people. We always prevail, but dealing with them is stressful.
Wow. So Russ is literally telling everybody right now that he takes all them pressure, he takes all them work, he clears the land for you, he makes sure your land that he will sell to you or the land that he will sell to you in the estate doesn't have no problem. So he takes care of that, and all you have to do is to purchase a house from here, get a house from here, or get a land from him, and all the other extras that come along with it, he would take care of it for you, you know. I think what you're doing is great. That's why I'm here, because I've seen you online, I've seen the project that you're doing, and I feel like people need to know what is going on here in Ghana, the new development that are coming up, and this city that you're building out here in the next few years, give it like at most 10 years, it's going to be, I feel like it's going to be big.
I would say
it's
even,
going to be
I would say even 5 years.
5 years,
Would you believe it that when we came here, and your cameraman will know, when we came here, that was 2024. There was nothing here. Do you believe
nothing?
It? Nothing.
Even those places where you help people build and sold lands for them? Nothing?
Nothing. We're now building that.
Wow.
There was nothing here. So that was like 2 years ago. So Ghana is developing very rapidly in certain areas. The Chinese are here. They're about to build this amusement park called Bright International Amusement Park.
Okay.
There's a railway system over here that they just commissioned about less than a year ago.
Okay.
It goes to the harbor. People here at Afienya and Co. take it to go to work.
Okay.
It's functional. It reduces their commute time.
Yeah.
And I feel like that railway goes all the way to Burkina Faso. I don't think, logically, that's how I think. The government will invest so much money on these roads, the railway, without ever using the trains.
Yeah.
They are going to use it.
Yeah.
So you want to be close to these things.
Yeah.
And land closer to these things are going to appreciate the value. That was my thesis. But then we got lucky because the Chinese are now building an amusement park. So I've seen it where my land is sitting. I bought it for $5,000, now $25,000, $20,000, $30,000 even. Some people are selling it for. And that was less than 10 years.
I see.
So property in Ghana, the development is rapid. It's a developing country. You get returns that is hard to beat anywhere else, you know.
Yeah.
And property is something that is tangible. You can use it while it appreciates in value. And I feel like more people need to, you know, take advantage of it.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, the foreigners are taking advantage of it.
Yeah, yeah. I want to ask about the location of your Sankofa city. Where is it located? Let's talk about the location and some of the things. You just mentioned the amusement park.
Bright International Amusement Park coming up.
Yeah.
Bright International Industrial Zone is there right now. So there are cement. They produce bright cement over there. They have tables, chairs, foams. It's a lot of. The land is big. It's a lot of Chinese people over there. They've invested billions and billions of dollars just over there.
Okay.
You know, and they have banks, everything. It's like a whole city over there. We at Afienya, we are not too far from. You go on your Google, you put in Hills International School.
Okay.
And that's the location at Afienya. That's literally the school that we passed by. It's literally there. Once you get there, I can just be on the phone and direct you 2 minutes. You are here. So that's our landmark, Hills International School. What we have here is, if you look on this side, people are living there. We have electricity right across the street, Ghana Water right across the street. We are in town.
Yeah.
Now in Ghana, it's hard to go to a place like this and then have the price that we are given. Most places that you go to are in the bush. It's not developed. There's nothing wrong with it. But we are in town. Like where we are, people are living. People are living over there. People are living back there, and we are in the middle.
Yeah.
So it's really like a prime location, in my opinion. And they are doubling the Temako Sombo Road.
Yeah.
So in as much as we're in Afienya right now, because of traffic, it might take you 1 hour to get to the airport, 45 minutes to get to the airport. You know, 30 minutes to get to the airport is possible if the traffic is pretty good. But I tell you what, in 2 years from now, there's no such thing as the time.
Yeah.
No matter what time, it's 30, 35 minutes, you're at the airport.
Yeah.
So this place is only going to get more expensive. And that's why we picked this location. And I genuinely love this place because I saw all this coming before they started the road. I saw it coming before they put a train on there.
Yeah.
But that was my thesis. But the amusement park was just luck. It wasn't part of it.
Yeah.
It was just luck.
I see. So I want to know, being in Ghana for this long, you know, moving from the States, coming back, you've seen a lot of things develop. You were telling me all these places were just bare, there was nothing out here. And now you see a lot of development. You're part of the development right now. If there's one thing that you will say to people who are living in the West, America, Europe, and they are from here, or they are black people and they want to come back to come see what's going on in Africa, what will be your message for them? And also, what will be your timing for them? Would you tell them to come now, to come experience it, come see it for even a little bit, or you would tell them something different?
Well, if you are somebody who has no idea about Ghana, you are not from here, I mean, you are just an African American, never traveled to the continent before, come and visit, check it out. Most people tend to love it. If you are somebody like you and I, from here, from maybe other parts of Africa, you already know the deal. Africa is a new frontier. I mean, it's not coming from an African. Remember, I came here because of a white guy. And you hear it a lot online. The Lebanese are here, the Indians are here, you know, the Chinese are here. As I mentioned to you, these Chinese people have about 1,000 acres over there printing money every day. These people are here making serious money in the country that we are all running away from. So that means our thinking is wrong. You get it? Our thinking is wrong. Everybody knows Africa has the most resources. When you look at Ghana in particular, cocoa, such a small country, we are, I think, number 2 largest cocoa producer in the world. Gold, we are like top 6. For a small country, we are a small country. We have so much to give, and we are not taking advantage of it. There are people like, Ibrahim Mahama, which is the president's brother, who knows how to think of manufacturing and things like this, and they're making serious money. Look at Dangote. There's money here. So maybe we just need to think a little deeper, and not everybody's going to be an entrepreneur. But if you're an entrepreneur, Ghana is the place that you want to be. I'm just saying. You don't have to be Elon Musk to compete here. If you go to the States, it becomes capital. The person who can get access to money is gonna, get you if you're doing the average thing, restaurant. But when you come to Ghana, there are a lot of places that don't even have the restaurant because getting a loan. I was talking to you about that. Getting a loan is difficult. So just coming here with some $50,000, if you are smart, that's it. You have a huge gap to take advantage. You don't have to be Einstein or Elon Musk to come up with something complicated. You can just do the everyday business and you do just fine because you have access to capital. Of course, you have to be on the ground, you have to be passionate about it, you have to put in the work. These things are needed. If you go back in time and you look at the people that made money in America in the past, the Rockefellers, Andrew Carnegie, these are people that were doing manufacturing, helping grow Africa, helping grow America. And that's the same thing here. That's what's happening with Dangote. But those times are a bit over there. Like it's more technology based. But that opportunity is still here, where you don't have to be a tech guy. I'm not a tech guy, but you can pick a portion of the, the economy that you want to focus in. Mine is real estate. Real estate is booming in Ghana. People are developing areas, cities are being developed, things are happening. So see what's happening. Restaurant is becoming a big thing in Accra. Fancy restaurant, fancy dining. That wasn't the case about 6 years ago. But now new restaurants are popping up everywhere, here and there. So there are a lot of opportunities. Do your research. Ignore the naysayers that if you come down here, you're going to lose money and that. Somebody told me, if you put the money in the stock market, you would have made this. And I'm like, bro, I have traded I'm not somebody who don't know about the stock market. But I told you about the impact. The impact you're going to make. And trust me, if you do well, the return is going to be way more than the stock market. And for me, personally, I'd rather see my money working and other people benefiting from it than being locked up somewhere. I'm just watching it. So that's just me. So yeah, just trying to come home, enjoy, visit. Try to, own a part of it. If you're not going to do anything, at least for me, my father's friend advice, you never know. Own a part of it, buy land, wallets. Worst case scenario, you can sell it for 10x. 10, 15, 20 years from now, worst case scenario, or you might need it. So try to invest, take your time, learn as much as you can. Everybody also thinks that everybody in Africa is like bad. That's not the case. So just do your research, and there are good people here. There are good companies here. When you do your research right, you've had people who have moved into their homes through using my company, and they didn't know anybody in Ghana. They've been in Ghana. They've never been to Ghana before. They came to visit their project once before they actually moved. And they were able to do it. So you just have to do more research. And there are those companies out there that you can find that will do the right thing for you.
Awesome. I want to know, what are some of the biggest misconceptions that people have, especially people in the States, have about Africa and Ghana and Africa as a whole?
Well, people who are like really ignorant, they think we live like there is no houses. We are playing with lions and we are all under some tree somewhere in the forest.
Damn.
That's like the pure westernized mindset that all they know is the TV with a big belly. We are so poor. Like when you hear Africa, it's just disgusting. There's nothing here. That's some misconception that, hopefully those people are watching social media, but there are still people who really believe this. But sadly, those people need to visit. Come and see, because everything that you are used to over there, sometimes you might even find things that's better. Me, I've been to the nicest barbershops I've been to is in Ghana. I was never in America. Nowhere close. Clean, nice decorations and stuff like that. Ghana, absolutely. So you have people that talk about how people take their time to do things here sometimes. So Ghana is that. Let's demystify that. We live in cities. There is high rises and all that. Just Google it. That's one. Two, people think that everybody in Africa is a scammer. Once you send money to somebody to buy land, I've had people that fight when they're coming to buy land. People need to really fight their mind. I had one lady who, she wasn't strong. She went back for her money, and I sent it back to her. Only one person, but people need to fight their families that no, this guy is legit, like it's going to work.
Work, yeah.
People really think that everybody here is trying to get them and stuff like that. That's also not the case. You just have to do your research.
Yeah.
Obviously, do your research well.
Mm-hmm.
Get some insight into people who've been able to buy from.
Yeah.
We have people who waited for 2 years before they bought from me. They were just watching me
Yeah.
and then having testimonials and stuff like that. That's all research.
Yeah.
You know, so do your research, and there are good people here. Getting scammed, I would say you miss some points. I'm not saying it's not ethical, but
Yeah.
people need to take personal responsibility.
Yeah.
You know, I went to court and I took responsibility
Yeah.
that I shouldn't have paid the entire amount before I went to test the land. And I've learned that and I've applied it to my next venture. As I'm standing on this land with you, I haven't fully finished paying them yet.
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure I'm fully secured.
Yeah.
I've paid a good amount, we are good. I put them on a payment plan. You learn from your mistakes. So if you got scammed,
Yeah.
maybe you trusted a family member too much
well,
and you
yeah.
should have gone for a professional. So people need to look within,
Yeah.
take some personal accountability sometimes. And also, people think Africa is supposed to be cheap.
Yeah, they think it's just Africa, man. We with a 5,000 USD, you should be able to get 100 acres.
People think Africa is supposed to be so cheap. So when you price them on buildings, you gotta mind you. You know, America, they build with wood and stuff like that. Here it's brick and mortar.
Yeah.
And it's still much cheaper. The house that we came from is $95,000.
Yeah.
Never. Where are you gonna find that?
You can.
You're not gonna find that.
You can.
And even that, somebody will tell you that's too expensive. You have people that will say, "Oh, you can build that for 30,000." Whoever is telling you that is going to scam. It's not possible. I'm telling you. You can go.
Yeah.
It's not possible. China, everything coming from it's not possible.
Yeah.
It's really not possible to build a house for even $55,000. You can't. So, just be realistic. The people who are going to get scammed are people who are going for unrealistic stuff. And of course, the scammers will get you.
Yeah.
Be realistic and know that Africa is not cheap. It's cheaper than America. It's cheaper than Europe, but it's not cheap.
Yeah. I also want to know, what is the difference between owning a land or a house in the West, especially US, and then owning a house here in Ghana? Can you give us a little bit of insight on that?
Oh, that's what I love about Ghana the most. When I was in a house, my house, I was telling you that I wanted to make sure I built a house that I live in.
Yeah.
Why? Because once you own a house in Ghana, you are good to go.
Okay.
You are good to go in a sense that your expenses is minimized drastically.
Okay.
We have sunshine all the time, so you can take advantage of solar.
Solar,
and
yes.
barely pay anything electricity. You can even go completely. My office, I don't pay anything electricity. It doesn't count, like $10 in electricity. It doesn't count, and we use AC all the time because all the workers and the reception area and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You can have that here because there's no snow, nothing. The sun is out all the time.
Yeah.
It might rain today, but the sun will you still get some sunlight. So that's great. Then secondly, property taxes doesn't even count. A year you are paying like $100, $50.
Okay.
It's not something people even talk about because it doesn't really even count.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Whereas in the West, even yes, most people buy their houses in you know, with mortgage, so you owe. It's a lot of stress on you, and most people end up losing their house because I mean they lost their job along the way, and then they lose their house. They get foreclosed on, they sell it for cheap, and it's a lot of stress.
Yeah.
Here, you build according to your pace. You use out-of-pocket money now that you're introducing, you know, the mortgage system, but that's also very expensive with the interest rate being so high, so it's not attractive. Most people build out of pocket. When you see somebody in Africa in the house, whether it's uncompleted or completed, 99% of the time, they built it out of pocket. They don't owe anything in it.
Cash is king, yeah. Like you pay everything by cash. Yeah.
Everything is cash. If you see somebody driving a car, they bought it out of pocket. Like everything is coming out of pocket. And in the West, even when you pay your mortgage, you still, my friend pays about $18,000 every year in property taxes.
Wow.
That's like, so you just have freedom and you can do whatever you want. You can plant trees, you can have your coconut, mangoes, all these things. Here in Africa, you feel you can be self-sufficient. You can have your own borehole. I don't know about the West. I don't know about I'm sure borehole is not a big thing. There's a lot of regulations and stuff to go underground. But Ghana, once that you have your land, you don't need permission for anyone to go in and dig your borehole and be completely off grid if you want. Go solar, borehole. And you just have so much freedom to do whatever you want. And I love that about Ghana. As a property owner, you don't have a lot of restrictions to do what you want to do inside of the property.
So let's boil it down to people who want to come live here. They want to own a land, especially people in the diaspora. What are the steps that you take them through? Can you briefly run us through that, and then we can wrap up?
So let's go with land, right?
Okay.
So that's the beginning of everything. you want land. Are you a foreigner, like, or a Ghanaian like yourself? You
Yeah.
are outside, but you still some sort of
Yeah.
Ghanaian heritage.
Yeah.
The land essentially is leasehold system.
Okay.
So you buy it, but for 99 years, and then there's renewable clause and stuff like that. Foreigner 50 years,
Yeah.
renewable. So it doesn't mean that at the end of the lease they are coming to take that. You have to pay something. So you can look at it as a tiny fraction of your property tax that you pay every year in America at the end of the 99 years. It's not the end of the world to get extended.
Yeah.
Once you like a location, because we have multiple locations. We have land at Obosumase.
Yeah.
I wish we had time to go there, but
Yeah.
you know, I'm gonna send you some videos.
Okay.
We have land at Obosumase, which is the cheapest land that we have.
Okay. How much are we looking?
75,000 Ghana cedis.
That's
$6,700, $6,800 thereabout
Oh,
USD.
that's cool.
For one plot, which is
Affordable,
70 feet
yeah.
by 100 feet, 7,000 square feet in total. Once you like the land, then we do. If you are here, you can come and some people who have ties, send somebody to check out the land.
Yeah.
People who don't have ties, we have a master plan. You pick the plot you want.
Okay.
Then we give you sales and purchasing agreement. That's going to talk to you about the price, the years you get, the renewable clause, all the obligations that you have to do, whether you have to build a fence wall within 1 year, whether you have to start a building within 3 years, all that stuff in there.
Yeah.
You agree to, you sign it, then you pay 50%, then we start the documents. When the documents are ready, we send you proof in a PDF form. Then you pay the final 50%.
Okay.
Then your documents can either be picked up or mailed to you via DHL at your cost. Pretty simple. Once you finish with the land, once you buy the land, it's up to you to do the next step in Ghana, which is keep the land documents, keep it away, or you want to go through registration,
Yeah.
then you go through registration, which we can also help you with it. But that's after the sale.
Okay.
That's how the land sales happens in Ghana. And then if you want to build, then we go through the whole, what do you want? We design for you, we go for a permit, then we build for you.
Yeah.
So it's step by step. But the land sale is pretty seamless. The goal is to make it as seamless as it is to buy something from Amazon. So you don't have to know anything about it. As long as you've seen a video, you like the place, we can send you the layout, you pick something, and it's very, very seamless. You won't even believe that you bought a property. But that's the case. Sometimes it's so good that people don't think it's true. Like they don't
too
believe
good
it.
to be true.
Yeah, but it is. Sometimes when it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true.
Yeah.
But as it is, you can buy land. Nobody has bought land from me, and then there is they didn't have their land. There was an issue or whatever. All the land buyers from me are able to have their land, and whether they've developed it or it's still there, but nobody has had issues that they bought land from Rush and they couldn't develop, or I took their money. There is zero incident like that out there.
Okay.
And we've done a lot of transactions. We used to have land in Pram where the beaches is done.
Okay.
So yeah.
I know it's pretty expensive when it comes to buying properties in the States. What's the ratio of how expensive it is with Ghana and the US?
US, the average house price is $400,000.
That's the average for how
That's
many
average.
rooms? How many rooms?
3 bedrooms,
Okay.
single level, and it's not even fancy. Ghana houses are fancy,
Okay.
made out of wood.
Okay.
Some places are cheaper. Texas, you can get a very nice house for $300,000, $250,000.
Okay.
I would say Texas prices are equivalent to prices in Ghana. But Ghana is made out of pure concrete.
Yeah.
If America, when you go for concrete buildings in America, the price is different. It's in millions.
Yeah.
It changes. The price of the property changes drastically once you go to brick and mortar properties. If you go on Zulu, you look at it. If it's made out of brick and mortar, the price is totally different. It's very expensive.
I see.
So there is a huge gap in pricing. But then Ghana, it comes down to the land. Some people, as I mentioned, Ghana is free market. So some people do list some things that's like outrageous.
Okay.
But overall, the rational people like me in the market, you get reasonable prices.
A rational person like Rush.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
A rational person like Rush, who is out here to do long-term business and trying to mark up a building by 10%, 15%, not 200%, 100%. You get pretty affordable houses.
Awesome.
You get a 4-bedroom house, nice modern house that should cost you $1 million in America for $200,000, for $190,000, for $180,000.
Come on, guys. What do you want again? He just mentioned an average house in America is like 300,000 USD for 2 bedrooms.
Yeah.
And he just showed us one for less than 100,000 USD.
Exactly.
Come on, guys. I think I've asked a lot of questions, and if you have any questions too, please drop it in the comment. We'll be in a comment to reply you as well. His contact details will be in the video. Contact him. Make sure you tell him that you got to him through Tommy's video. And last question, Rush. I want you to drop 1 or 2 tips for people who are watching this video who wanna 2 people actually. 1 is people who want to be entrepreneurs or developers, and 2 is people who want to move back to the motherland.
If you want to move back to the motherland, build your house before you come, or own the apartment that you live in before you come. Not everybody wants to live in a house. Own the place you live in.
Okay.
It's very important. It's either that or you have a residual income that will come in perpetuity until you're there for whatever.
Okay.
So no matter what, you always have the money to rent, but don't count on some savings and stuff. You run out of money quickly. I came here with $1 million, 900 and something, and I lost all of it. Remember, if it wasn't for my house, I'll be back.
Yeah.
And I've heard that story over and over and over again. For people coming with millions of dollars and losing it, $500,000, you will lose it because it's the experience. So when you come to Ghana, take your time, study the system. Don't think you are better because you're coming from the West. You are smart.
Yeah.
The people here, they are street smart. Your money will be gone before
street
you know
smart.
it. So take your time when you come. Plan if you want to live here. Absolutely own the house you live in. That goes for both the person who wants to move back and the entrepreneur. That's the blueprint. Again, there are a lot of people that came here. They were on YouTube. Some of them.
Yeah.
And they are gone.
Yeah.
You can take a list and look at the people who own their house and the people who didn't own their house. You will come to realize that every single one of the people that left did not own their house. The train is what's passing right now.
Oh, there you go. You want to fly the drone? Maybe you go catch them.
So that's coming from Akosomo.
Oh,
so that's the beauty of this location.
Wow.
Nowhere in Ghana has access to this sort of transportation right now. So this side is already, a bit up there with what Ghana is trying to do.
Yeah.
But anyways, so yeah, own the house you live in is important. Be resilient. Owning the house you live in is basically your insurance, because trust me, you are gonna go through it, and just be tough and be patient. Every single person that I know that went down in Ghana, and I know a lot of them, as I mentioned, they came with money. When they stayed down and they didn't leave, eventually they go back up and they become bigger than they were before.
Right.
So that's the case. Just be patient and have the house, because if you don't have the house, nobody's gonna allow themselves to be homeless when they can just, have a friend buy a plane ticket and go back.
Yes.
It's a rational thing to do.
Yeah.
So own the house, and then maybe you can, as long as you have food, you can figure it out. I know so many people that went through this process and came back up. I can mention names, but no need. So just own the house you live in. That one is imperative.
Yeah.
And then just know there's a lot of opportunities here. You don't have to be Elon. Nothing I'm doing is genius. It's simple things. Block factory, buying things from China to save money on cost of materials. You don't have to be a genius. Just come down on the ground, find an opportunity. You can do everything. For me, everything I'm doing is channeling into real estate. It's blocks, it's real estate.
Yeah.
If I'm just trying to not have your hands in everything, stay focused, and treat people nice. Don't come and think again that you are better than people. Because when people see that, they start to sabotage you here in Ghana. And don't cheat people, pay people well, and all that. And that's what I have for people. But own the house you live in is very imperative.
Yeah.
While you are going through your planning stage, make sure you have the land or you have the money to come and buy the house.
You think being in the military for a short while helped with
My discipline?
discipline, and
Definitely.
also what else? And also generally, like growing up in the West, did it help you change your mindset about certain things, or how was it?
I would say the military made me more. I was always like a disciplined person, but the military, I picked up the habit of working out. The military, I think that made me more disciplined.
Okay.
And also being structured.
Okay.
Being really structured. Like I sleep at the same time. It's recently that I'm being a bit flexible. By 10 I'll be sleeping, I wake up early, and then like that. And then the ability to take on a lot of stress. Also, I think it was already innate, but military added on to it.
Okay. You told me we were going to see someone. Can you explain a little bit about it?
Yeah, we're going to see one of the clients that bought land here at Afienya.
Okay.
One of the early buyers in 2024.
Okay.
She bought land, and then, went through the design and then built. You were asking me what the procedure.
Yeah.
This person went through that procedure.
Okay.
And now has retired and been living in the house for the past 8 months now.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
So you helped her buy the land, design the land, and build for her?
Yes, I did all of that for her.
Oh, wow.
Bought the land, design, built for her.
Okay.
Even furniture for her. I did the interior design for her.
Oh, I see.
Like carpets. I mean, no, she bought her own curtains. Sorry, curtains.
Okay. Yeah.
And a couple other things, you know.
Okay.
And now she's living in there.
Okay.
So,
All right, let's go see.
going on there.
Hello.
You know you from
That's why we are here. YouTube.
YouTube, yeah?
Yes,
Wow.
Chinese guy.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes,
Hello.
yes.
Good to be here and good to see what's going on here and what he's helped with for you.
Good,
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Yeah?
Yes,
Guys,
I
you got it for him.
recommend him to anyone
Whoa.
who wants to come and build in
Mhm.
Africa.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
So we just wanted to come see what he's done here.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
My new home
Mhm.
because of him.
Yes.
So yeah, can you tell us a little bit, just a little
Yeah,
bit
just a
about
little bit.
how you found me and the land and how the experience has been? And you're living here for
Since
Mike.
October. Okay.
oh since October.
Yes,
Wow.
October last year.
Okay.
I'm just thinking about it. October to now.
Okay.
Yes, and I found him on YouTube,
YouTube,
just
okay.
like how I watch YouTube,
Yeah.
and just listen to his what he had to say about buying land in Ghana. I fell in love with him, and I didn't know anything about Ghana,
Okay.
so just
Was there any misconceptions that you had before the push, before you went ahead to go with him?
no,
You had-
I knew nothing
Nothing.
about Ghana, but I saw his presentation and just decided to choose him.
Yes.
When I chose him, I was not aware that people could get scammed. I don't know. There was just something about him that said, okay, he sounds good. Maybe it's his military background or whatever, but
Yeah.
it was good. It was a good thing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
She's, she's so easy to deal with too. Very
yes.
good.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's been nice. And she has a nice green area.
Yes,
you
I
know,
love it.
That I
Yeah.
envy.
It's nice. Yeah.
Okay, let me know where you're from.
I was born in Nevis, one of the Caribbean islands. People here, Nevis and St. Kitts.
Okay, St. Kitts.
Yes, and St. Kitts and Nevis. So I was born in Nevis.
Okay.
But my mother is from Montserrat. I grew up in Montserrat and went to school, worked there until I migrated to the United States in 1985.
Wow.
So I lived there until 2025.
Whoa.
And I said, it's time for me to get out of the cold,
Okay.
come to someplace warm.
Wow. Okay.
So I chose Ghana.
Okay. What was it
Yeah.
about Ghana? Was there something specific good about Ghana that you
It's
made
the
you
climate
Okay.
and the people.
The people. Okay.
Yeah, the way of life. Yeah.
I see. Did you say she came here straight up, or did you come to visit a little bit before?
I
She bought the land before she came.
Wow.
yeah, I bought the land even before coming to Ghana.
So then she came
I
to
came
some
with
sort of a group excursion.
Yeah,
Okay.
I traveled with a tour group, so we came later on. So I got to see the land then.
Okay.
Then,
And
she
then-
went back and we started building. And then she came while we were building once
Okay.
to check it out. At that time we were on course shell. And that was it until she moved.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, so that'll be the end of the video. But before I go, coming all the way from China, I couldn't come with empty hands, so I had to carry some Chinese tea in here and give to my brother out here. Rush,
Thank you.
I want to say congratulations
Thank you,
on
sir.
all the work that you've been doing. I wish you the very best.
I appreciate
And this is something small for you, brother.
I appreciate it. Thank
Yes.
you so much. God bless you, man.
Bless you, bro.
Thank you.
All right, so you got it for yourself. That is brush right here, moved all the way from the United States, came to Ghana, and he's making it big out here. And this is just the beginning, guys. I can't wait to see all the amazing projects that he's working on. I will be back again maybe in a few years to come show you the finished product. And also, he's got a YouTube channel, so be sure he'll be showing you updates of whatever he's working on. And that'll be it for now. Peace and blessings to everybody. I'll see you in the next one. Let's go.
I'm about to do an interview. When are you coming on site?
I am coming tomorrow.
I'm
finished. I will send. I can even send a video for.
No. You have to come and you have to be the one to come and remove.